So this is gonna be my final video on MLB The Show 20, and honestly, it's a little bittersweet. Yeah, I'm excited for 21, and I can't wait to just get going on the grind for that game, but at the same time, I've played this game for 13 months. Yeah, this game has frustrated me quite a bit, and I've had a lot of times where I've raged, but at the same time, this game has provided me with a ton of great memories, as well as, you know, helping me have the best year of content that I've ever had on YouTube. And so I figured, let me do one last video. I already did my last gameplay that went up, I believe, on Saturday, so you can go check it out and see how I sent it out on the gameplay side of things. But for this video, I just kind of wanted to reminisce and almost do like a year in review on MLB The Show 20, because like I said, this game's been out for 13 months. A lot has happened. And going back to what I said earlier, the fact that the game might have frustrated me a lot, but it provided me a lot of good memories as well. I think one thing that stands out to me is the fact that for the first like 3 or 4 months this game was out, we didn't have an MLB season. We were right in the middle of a global pandemic. I mean, we still are, but I mean, that's when it was like really hitting. And so MLB The Show really had to kind of figure out what they were going to do with content, and I think they did a couple things really good with that. Number one, the monthly awards. The first 4 monthly awards programs were all Player of the Month players that were recycled from previous years, like the Didi, the Correa, the Paxton, the Bellinger. And I think that's the best thing they could have done, because a lot of people have a lot of fond memories from using these cards in years past, and it's not like they could do much else. So I think this was great. And then, you know, when August came around and they actually had stuff to go off of for a real MLB season, I think they knocked it out of the park with a guy like Tatis and some of the other Player of the Month cards as well. Another thing that they did this year, which was the first time they've ever done this, is they brought out prospect and, well, not future stars, because they've done future stars before, but mainly the prospects, and the fact that they had the rights to use real minor league rosters. And in the early part of the game, we were getting a ton of prospect cards, a ton of future stars cards, honestly to the point where it was making some people angry, because it felt like there was more of an emphasis on those guys than there was like legends or flashbacks. But it's like, dude, they didn't have a season to go off of. You knew everybody was still gonna get their better card, or well, mostly everybody. So I don't see why people got kind of up in arms over this, but I thought this was a great addition. I had a lot of prospects and future stars that made my endgame team. I had 2 future stars that ended up in my rotation. And they also didn't have a season going when the All-Star break or Home Run Derby would have been going on, so they brought out all of these Home Run Derby cards. This was the most amount of Home Run Derby cards we've ever had, I think. And it's just one of those things where you got to really commend the content team, because I think they did a pretty good job with the resources they had available. Also in that time period, you can't forget, we also had the Players League where Blake Snell won it. We got that 95 Blake Snell. We got some other cards like the Joey Gallo, the Giolito, Ian Happ. And obviously the Players League was a big deal, but it was also a big deal not just the fact that players were playing, but because when that was going on, it was getting a lot of attention, and some of the gameplay flaws were really showing.
But he's losing confidence, getting tired because the game won't let my guys field the ball. Catch the ball! What is happening?
When you have MLB players showcasing your game, and then guys in the outfield are just not locking onto fly balls or not getting animations, like, that's gonna be kind of a bad look. So they made sure to go after that heavy, and they fixed that, I would say, relatively quick. Gameplay at the end of the year has definitely been a lot better than it was at the beginning of the year. But they also did programs really well this year. I think at first they might have been slightly weak, but they did definitely start picking up. I think the best program, or maybe not the best, but my favorite was the 5th inning program. The fact that they had Mo, Big Papi, and Larry all in the same pack. Where's the pack? Let me find it. Here it is. You had all 3 of these cards in the same pack. All 3 of these guys were new legends into the game this year. And remember, we didn't even know about Larry Walker until they brought him out in the program. They just dropped this guy. He wasn't in any pre-release streams. He wasn't in any trailers. They just dropped him. So I think this was my favorite program, because these were the guys that I wanted to use the most. If we had to go with the best program, I would say it was probably the 9th inning with Kenley and Jimmy Fox. And Honus Wagner. I think this was the best one. Kenley was on my endgame rotation. He might have been my favorite reliever this year again. I know a lot of people didn't really like him this year, but I thought he was good. Jimmy Fox absolutely destroys the ball whenever you make contact. And Honus is always going to be kind of glitchy. He was my favorite shortstop last year. Unfortunately for him, we had Tatis and other guys that kind of took over for that. Ranked seasons. What was my final ranked seasons record? 270 and 124. If I go to the lifetime ratings, where does that put me? Hey, I'm in the top 200. I'm ranked 155 on the lifetime rating leaderboard. Now, I wouldn't really say I would put a lot of weight into that, considering I hardly ever played on Legend, and a lot of these guys at the top of the leaderboard played on Legend a lot. And also, I do a lot of team builds. I don't use my God Squad all that much. I like to have more fun by making content than actually playing to grind leaderboard stats. So who knows what it would have been if I just used my God Squad all the time. But let's see some of the World Series rewards. I mean, I think the best one was obviously Willie Mays. You got Albert, Ted Williams, Piazza, Ricky, Sale, Eddie, Vlad, Foster, Pedroia, May, Griffey, Tino, Britton, Hornsby, Pierre, and Adley. So, I mean, I think this is a pretty solid pool of World Series rewards. I mean, I think the weakest ones, I don't think I ever saw anybody use this Tino Martinez card. I don't think I ever saw anybody use Hornsby. I think I ran into Juan Pierre once or twice. I saw a couple people use Adley. I never saw anybody use Pedroia. So there were definitely, I guess, some duds early in the year, but I mean, once Vlad came out and Eddie and Sale, then it was just like, these are the gods you want to see. What else happened this year? They added Showdown. This was a brand new feature into the game, or a brand new mode if you want to call it that. And, you know, Showdown was cool, but, you know, by the time we hit Stage 3, Stage 4 in Team Affinity and stuff like that, people were kind of over Showdown. A lot of people were just trying to get things done by doing exchanges and things along those lines. And speaking of Team Affinity, like, let's just say Team Affinity was an absolute W in this year's game. The fact that every team had a good card to use. I mean, I think the weakest ones came down to what, like the Blue Jays and maybe the Tigers. Like, some teams definitely got a little bit snubbed for sure, but overall, like, I would say a lot of these rewards were pretty good. I mean, the fact that you had guys like Jim Thome, a brand new legend into the game this year, get a card, a 99 overall that you could get for free if you just kept up with it. The Reds gave you 99 overall Trevor Bauer, and every team in here by the time Stage 4 rolled around had a 99 overall in there. So, I mean, this was just an absolute W, and don't even forget, look at the amount of XP and packs and rewards you got along the way, even after you got the card. Like, I remember I opened all of these packs. I made like 2 million stubs off Team Affinity. It was insane. Oh, dude, the XP reward path. So remember how the XP reward path, people were always wondering if anything happened after you hit Diamond 100, and then the Prestige XP reward path showed up? Like, we didn't know about this until, I don't remember when I posted the video. I remember if it was May or June or something, but this showed up and people were like, whoa, the fact that they brought back these 3 cards, and all 3 of these cards were pretty good. I think the one that I saw the least was this J-Ram, but Springer was good, Thames was good, and then you got the Prestige versions of the 5 guys that were in the original Prestige XP path. You got the high 90 plus live series card. You could pull Trout out of that. You got ballin' bundles. Like, that was such a good addition to the XP reward path, and I hope they do the same thing next year. But I've talked a lot about how good I thought the game was in terms of content, but I mean, if I had to talk about some of the weaker points, I still think they need to do more with packs. I think packs have got to have a little bit more in there. We got some, you know, headliners, I guess you could say, are promo packs, and like home run derby packs or promo packs and stuff, but I feel like they should add more types of packs, because at the end of the day, if I'm opening up a 50 bundle, it's the same thing over and over and over. I know all packs are going to be kind of the same thing, but give me some increased odds for certain types of players, or give me some exclusive players. Like, let's have fun with opening packs, man. And don't even get me started on the fact that they stopped headliners so early, and I made the team build the other day with all the disrespected cards that never got their better versions. You're telling me that you couldn't put out one headliner for like another 8 weeks and give a lot of those guys a card? I don't know. Felt like that was a missed opportunity. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's a million things I could talk about when it comes to reminiscing on this year's game. I mean, I didn't even talk about Extreme. Tops Now was great this year. I wonder in 21 if we're gonna get more gold and silver Tops Nows like we did in 19. They just didn't have a season, so they couldn't really do that this year. Yeah, I mean, this game, honestly, like I said, provided a lot of rage, but it also provided a lot of good memories, and at the end of the day, I would say this was my favorite MLB The Show, just for the reason that I thought content was so good and it did so well for my channel. I think for me and my own personal situation, I would say this is my favorite at this point. I think I will. I know some people might not agree with that when it comes to gameplay and stuff, and I totally understand that point, but I just think in my shoes, with what I had going on and how it helped my channel, this is gonna be one of the years that I remember the most. So anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up button. Down in the comments, let me know what your favorite part of MLB The Show 20 was. Was it early in the year when they were doing the prospect stuff? Was it when the season came around and they started adding tops nows? Like, what was your favorite part of MLB The Show 20? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hopefully you guys are ready for MLB The Show 21. I'll see you in a couple days. I'll be live on Twitch on Thursday night. I can't wait to get going, man. A lot of content's gonna come from me. A lot of content's gonna come from the community, and I hope you guys are as excited as I am. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.